Hi, and welcome to Cenario, your partner in mental wellness. Here on our channel, we share educational, insightful, and science-backed content to help you understand your mental health and take meaningful steps toward a more balanced life. If you're ready to learn, grow, and take control of your wellness journey, let's jump right in.
You've probably seen them everywhere. Claims about natural supplements that can boost your mood. But what's the real story? What does the science actually say? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise and give you a straightforward, evidence-based guide to the options that have some real clinical research behind them. So let's dive in.
So, right off the bat, here's the big question, isn't it? Can you really take a supplement, something from a plant or a nutrient, and have it actually improve your mood? It's a really compelling idea, and it's one that scientists are taking more and more seriously. And millions of people already think so and are already using them. But our job here is to really separate the marketing hype from the hard evidence. We're going to focus only on what's been backed up by solid, rigorous scientific studies.
So why the huge spike in interest all of a sudden? Well, it seems a lot of people are looking for alternatives to conventional medications. Maybe they're hoping to avoid certain side effects, or maybe they just want a more, holistic approach to their mental wellness. It's a pretty big cultural shift, this whole move towards exploring what nature can offer.
Okay, so where do we even begin? Let's start with the A-list. These are the supplements that have been put to the test again and again in clinical research and have come out on top with the strongest scientific support for improving mood. All right, first up is a real heavy hitter, St. John's wort. I mean, this is one of the most intensely researched herbal supplements on the entire planet. And what's so fascinating is that study after study has shown it can be just as effective as standard antidepressants, especially for mild to moderate depression. Next on our list are omega-3 fatty acids, which you probably know from fish oil. The science here really points to two cool things. First, they seem to calm down inflammation in the body and, importantly, in the brain. And second, they help clear the communication lines for our neurotransmitters. Think of it as helping those feel-good signals get through loud and clear. But, and this is a big but, it's not as simple as just grabbing a bottle off the shelf. With St. John's wort, the evidence is strong, but so is the risk of some really significant interactions with other drugs, like blood thinners or even birth control pills. And for omega-3s, the devil is in the details. To get those mood benefits, most studies show you need a specific higher ratio of EPA to DHA, so you've got to read that label carefully.
Now here's one that might surprise you. Saffron. Yep, the spice you cook with. It's actually been put through multiple randomized controlled trials. That's the gold standard in medical research, and has shown it can be just as effective as some conventional treatments. It's a pretty amazing example of ancient wisdom meeting modern science. So how in the world does a simple spice pull this off? Well, researchers think it's kind of like a multi-pronged attack. It seems to help boost serotonin, which is that key mood-regulating chemical. It also acts as a powerful antioxidant, protecting brain cells. And on top of that, it even shows real potential for helping with related anxiety. To round out our A-list, we've got two more power players. First, probiotics. Now, these work through what's called the gut-brain axis, which is basically a communication superhighway between your gut and your brain. So by making your gut healthier, you can actually influence your brain chemistry. And then there's vitamin D, the good old sunshine vitamin, which is an absolutely crucial building block for the very neurotransmitters that keep our mood stable. Okay, so we've seen what seems to work, but it's just as important to understand how they work. This isn't magic, right? It's all about targeted biochemistry, and you'll see that each of these supplements takes a slightly different road to get to the same destination. As you can see here, they all have a different game plan. St. John's wort acts in a way that's actually pretty similar to some SSRI antidepressants, basically keeping more serotonin hanging around in the brain. Omega-3s tackle it from a different angle by fighting the chronic inflammation that we're learning is so connected to depression. Saffron also gives serotonin a boost, while probiotics and vitamin D are more like foundational support. They make sure your brain has the right environment and the right tools to do its job properly. And this diversity is exactly why something that works wonders for one person might not do much for someone else. All right, let's talk about what is, without a doubt, the most important part of this whole conversation: safety. You have to remember, the supplement industry isn't regulated like pharmaceuticals are. That means being a smart, informed, and responsible consumer is everything. So this 4-step checklist, it's pretty much non-negotiable. First, and most importantly, talk to your doctor.
They can help you figure out if a supplement is even a good idea for you. Second, you have to disclose everything you're taking, prescriptions, other supplements, all of it, to make sure you avoid a dangerous interaction. Third, look for a seal on the bottle from a third-party tester. That's your best bet that what's on the label is actually what's in the bottle. And finally, start low and go slow. Start with a small dose and pay close attention to how you feel.
And if you need a reminder why this is so critical, look no further. This is a direct warning from the research. A drug interaction isn't just some minor inconvenience. It can make life-saving medications
Thank you
stop
for watching
working
Cenario.
or cause
If this
really
video
serious
helped you,
side
don't forget to
effects.
like,
This just hammers
subscribe,
home the
and
point.
share. For
Talking to a
personalized
healthcare
mental
provider isn't a
wellness supplements,
suggestion, it's a
visit
necessity.
Cenario.com.
So what's next?
See you in the
What's
next
on
one.
the horizon? Well, this field is always moving, and researchers are looking at a whole bunch of other natural options that show a lot of promise, but just don't have that super strong, robust evidence, at least not yet. So here's a quick look at some of the most promising ones people are watching. You've got these classic calming herbs like lavender, lemon balm, and chamomile, which people have used for ages for anxiety and sleep. Then you have things like rhodiola, an adaptogen that might help the body cope with stress. And finally, you have compounds like SAM and essential minerals like zinc, which are being studied for their direct role in creating neurotransmitters. The evidence isn't quite at that A-list level yet, but these are definitely the ones to watch. And all of this leads us to one last really fascinating question. We are just starting to scratch the surface of understanding these incredible connections between our gut, our immune system, and our brain. As that science gets better and better, what role will these kinds of evidence-backed, natural solutions play in the future of mental health care? It's going to be a really exciting field to follow. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you for watching Cenario. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. For personalized mental wellness supplements, visit Cenario.com. See you in the next one.